Good morning. I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is Courtroom 1, Session 1. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Abraham El-Mazahi on behalf of the state.
Thank you.
Cody Jordan with the Public Defender's Office.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Good morning. Are you Mr. Carr?
Good morning.
Sir, this is case number 19 CF 7993. It appears that you're seeking the office of the public defender to represent you. I've reviewed your affidavit of insolvency, and I will appoint their office to represent you at this time, sir.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
Kendra Boone.
Ms. Boone, this is 19 CF 8425. You were arrested for burglary of an occupied structure and petty theft of $100 or more. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not allowed to return to the Orlando International Airport. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $1,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Thank you, ma'am.
Reduced to 150.
Reduced to 1,500
Can I get
and
free
150.
I've been out for 2 years now and completed CIS.
You're saying you don't qualify for these. Could I ask whether or not she qualifies for pretrial release? And the reason being the charge itself.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here's some information for you. If this bond is still too much that you can't afford it, talk to your attorney. They can
It's not, it's just the point of using the phone.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Colvin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 8430. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $500. Case number 19 CT 4348. You were arrested for no motorcycle license. There is probable cause. I'm going to ROR you on that case. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir, for each of the matters, and then in 19 MM 4218, I'm not going to revoke your bond in that case at this time. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Michael LaFleur.
Mr. LaFleur, this is 19 CF 8437. You were arrested for grand theft, 3rd degree. There is probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is going to be $1,000. You also have case number, I'm sorry, you have an out-of-county on-view violation of probation, sir. You're on probation in Lake County for burglary of an unoccupied structure. I do find probable cause for the violation of probation, sir. Your bond in that matter is going to be set at none.
Okay.
You also have a second, is it a second? It's just 2 copies, okay. All right, sir, thank you very much.
Held on the violation of probation.
Good morning, are you Mr. Banfield? Yes?
Yes,
Sir, this is-
Robert Banfield.
Thank you, sir. This is 19 MM 4935. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning.
Yes,
I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Banfield?
There's no offer right now, Judge.
Does he want to resolve his case today, Mr. Jordan?
Yes, Your Honor. He does wish to resolve this. He does wish to plead to the bench.
Okay. Mr. Banfield, I want to make sure, I want to talk to you about this, though. That is, it appears that that is the property of Lowe's, and you can't be there. They don't want you there. And you
I
do
w-
have a trespass warning, so if you go back, you're going to just keep getting arrested,
ma'am,
so
I
please don't
have
go
all
back.
my stuff there. I was there getting my stuff when the officer arrested me.
Okay.
It indicates it in the police report. If I have the police report, if you do not. If you read it through, I was there gathering my stuff. Now, the officer,
So it looks like the problem is that you were back in the parking lot of the gas station, which is in the
Yes,
Lowe's parking
I-
lot. So they don't, you can't be in that area, okay?
well, it's a different address. I didn't know, but I was coming back to get my things.
Okay. Sir, I understand. I just want to make sure we're clear now, okay? You may have been confused.
I
and
still
that's-
got to go back and get my things.
So what
So
you're gonna
I'm
need
going
to
to
do.
have to risk another trespass.
No, what you're
Sir,
gonna
you don't
do
wanna say
is you're gonna call the police, the non-emergency number, all right?
Okay.
And you're gonna tell them that you have a trespass warning for this address, right? And
Okay.
that you have been given permission to go back with the police one time to
Okay.
get your belongings.
That sounds very logical.
All right, will that work?
Yes,
All
it'll
right.
definitely work.
All right, I'm gonna need you to sign the plea form, sir.
No.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Banfield, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that
No,
you're
I do
given?
not.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No, I am not.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, I am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, I have not.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served.
Can I have 3 days, ma'am? Reason is they're putting me on medicine and I need to be on it for 1 more day. And if you give me 2 days, I think I'll be out tonight.
Well, if they give you 3, you will also be out tonight.
All right, so I'm gonna sentence you, and on your criminal history does warrant this. I'm gonna sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served,
Perfect.
okay? Mr. Banfield, please don't go back. You can't go back to 8700 West Colonial Drive. That's the Lowe's or that parking lot. You
I
have been
understand,
trespassed.
but with a police officer and
Correct.
get your things and haul butt.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Good luck.
It's not me.
Put that back on the record, right? Yeah, okay. I'll just do Kendra at the end. You wanna do it then? Oh, it's your Jordan. I'm doing it at the end. Okay, I'll do that then.
Thank you.
Right. That's from yesterday.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Your name's?
Sean Barnett?
Mr. Barnett, you were here in case number 19 CF 8115. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause capias for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery. Sir, were you going to hire an attorney to assist you with this?
I was planning on it, yes.
Okay. You can certainly do that. At this time, I'm gonna order that you are not to have any contact with Caitlin Coughlin.
I had a adjudication served to me yesterday. I signed a no contact with her multiple times, so I understand.
Okay. In a different case?
I guess so. I don't know
When you were
what's going-
downtown?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're gonna give you another one today. Do we have a no contact form in here? This is a domestic case, actually. Thank you.
Right, and that's why we reset it, because you were downtown yesterday. So
Okay.
you were aware.
So, Mr. Barnett, again, you're not to have any contact with Caitlin Coughlin. You're to maintain a separate residence from Ms. Coughlin, and you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms while you are out on
Yes, ma'am.
bond. I'm also going to order that you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances or drugs. And you're to take any prescribed medication as directed. The no illegal substances will also include alcohol, sir. Bond on count one will be $3,500. Bond on count two will be $100. Mr. Barnett, did you read that no contact order, sir, before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about anything that's in the order?
No?
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I didn't.
Who's gonna hire a lawyer? For Toga.
Oh, thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Chad Anthony Morency.
All right. Sir, you were arrested for trafficking in heroin greater than 4 grams, less than 14 grams, and possession of heroin. There is probable cause for those offenses. Were you going to hire a lawyer, sir, or do you want to see if you qualify for the public defender?
I can't afford an attorney.
Okay, do you have a job?
Not really.
Okay, do you have any source of income?
Not really.
Okay. Based upon your testimony, I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Bond on count 1, I'm gonna set at $25,000. Bond on count 2 will be $150. Thank you, sir.
Slap you with that.
Good morning, your name?
Kevin Skeeto.
Mr. Skeeto, this is 19MM 4937. You were arrested for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. Did you want a lawyer to help you with your case this morning, sir?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you working?
no, I'm homeless.
Okay. Do you have any source of income?
No.
No. Okay.
There,
I'll appoint the
couple
public.
of days ago, I was in here,
Yeah.
and, for a open container of a can of beer.
Okay.
And they gave me a OR bond, and I don't want to
ROR?
get in trouble for missing court,
Got it.
because it's gonna be hard for me to get there.
Sure.
I wanted to see if I can take care of both of them cases today.
Let me see.
No, is that possible?
We'll see. Just give me 1 second, okay?
Well, I'm gonna let you know right now, on your marijuana charge, if you plead to a marijuana charge and they adjudicate you guilty, you're gonna get a driver's license suspension.
Mr. Skeeto, you're not on probation or anything, are you?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm not so good with probation.
Mr. Skeeto, I don't see the,
It was under a different name. They spelled it S-K-E-T-O-N.
do you have the case number, Jenny?
Yes, 19.
No, it's SKETOE.
1131?
This is out on mine, or out on our election.
It has not been filed yet. He does have a date for arraignment.
Yeah, I don't, I don't have any, like, I don't have that up here, So it's 1131?
Yeah, 19 MO 1131.
Got it. And it's a city case, okay.
Yeah, two.
We can take care of that today as well, sir.
Thank you.
Did you want to enter a plea to the possession of cannabis and the possession of drug paraphernalia as well this morning?
I mean, the driver's license suspension is the only.
All I can do is just say, I'm guilty. I
Okay.
did have the weed, and I did have my little pipe on me, and I did have, well, that can of beer the other day was not mine. I was just helping another homeless person,
Okay.
and he didn't go to jail. I wanted him going to jail, but,
All right, did you want to plead to the court this morning?
sure.
Okay, I need
For
you to
both
sign,
of them.
I need you to sign the plea form, please.
Okay.
So, are you a citizen?
I'll
What do you mean?
let's check. I can't do no probation, man. I'll be messing up too much. Oh, sorry.
If I bring to the bench, you don't know what she's gonna do. She'll be.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Skeeto, Did you read the plea form before you signed it?
No, I can't see it.
Well, you have to read it.
I understand. I can't see it, you know,
You can't see it? Mr. Jordan, would you just explain to him the rights that he's gonna give up this morning?
I have my rights though. I'm in trouble enough.
You may, but I'm gonna have Mr. Jordan remind you, okay?
Not a problem.
All right.
So the plea form just explains that by pleading to the bench or by taking an offer, you're not getting a right to a trial. You're not gonna be able to question the officers, get discovery, get the evidence. You're not gonna be able to get anything, be able to question the witnesses. You're not going to be able to possibly win this case at trial. You're giving up all those rights to trial, and accepting the consequences of whatever the judge is giving you today by doing this plea.
Exactly.
So you understand? Okay.
Thank you.
You and I have explained to him. I've also explained the marijuana
Okay.
position as well.
Mr. Skito, do you have any questions about any of the rights?
No.
They're giving up, okay. And you told me you're not on probation.
Ma'am?
You told me you're not on probation, right?
I'm not on probation. I can't handle probation
Okay.
though.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
Not today.
Okay. So in case number 19MM4937, I'm going to withhold adjudication on count 1, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. Count 2, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. Those are to run concurrent to one another. You also will have to pay court costs. Those are due by June 12th of 2020.
Excuse me, do y'all have a system where you can, like work your fines off?
We don't, I wish we did, but we don't, okay? And then you also have the 19M01131. I will adjudicate you guilty in that matter, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. That will also run concurrent to 19MM4937. There are court costs associated with that matter as well. Those will also need to be paid by June 12th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing, sir.
So how much time I gotta do on all 3 of these things?
You're done.
You're gonna get out
Three
today.
times served.
I was hoping my feet could rest up.
Have a nice day, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. You don't have to pay the fines to get out. You'll have a year to pay.
A year.
Yeah. Morning, sir. Give me a moment. We just had to move up back and I'm getting the paperwork.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Alapopia Allen, man.
Mr. Allen, this is 19 CF 8440. You were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you.
Sir? Talk to your attorney about that. It does, a lot does depend as well as your criminal history, so that's something you have to.
Oh, thanks. Good morning, your name?
Carlos Andrillo Tolentino, ma'am.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 8439. You were arrested for trafficking in fentanyl, 4 grams or more, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There is probable cause for both of those offenses. You also have 19 CT 4347, which is driving while license suspended, and there's also probable cause for that offense. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir, in both cases.
Your Honor, I do believe he qualifies for pretrial release and he has no criminal record.
Your Honor, the discretion to due to the trafficking charge if you want to do bond and PTR.
Okay. So I'm gonna set bond on count 1 at $20,000. Bond on count 2 will be 100, and bond in 19 CT 4347 will be 100, and I'll also do PTR. So you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances while you're out on bond. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, for some information.
Yeah, just the CF. Yeah. Did I miss something?
Oh, you want to use PTR for both cases?
Just the CF case. That's fine. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Daniel Aubrey.
Mr. Aubrey, this is 19 CF 8480. You are arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond in that matter is $1,000. In 18 CF 17656, I'm going to revoke your bond in that matter, and that will be set at none, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, I believe that is a public defender case. Does he-
Leslie Coulter? Is she a public defender? I don't know.
And I believe that case is pending in drug court.
Okay. It's grand theft third degree, and this is a grand theft.
Third degree.
Good morning, are you Mr. Banks?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Banks, you are here in case number 19 CF 8399. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, 2 counts, and petty theft, less $100 or between $100 and $300.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I did have objections to this. I spoke with the state earlier.
Okay.
Objections to the probable cause in this case.
Okay, go ahead.
According to the police report, there was an incident that occurred captured on security footage.
Yeah.
The responding officer says that he recognized the suspect on the video. Only one suspect was seen on the video committing the alleged offenses here today. The issue I take with this police report, Your Honor, is that the arresting officer of the defendant before me was not that officer who had personal knowledge. When he stopped the defendant, his reasons for the arrest were solely based on his identity. No items were recovered from the defendant when he was arrested by the arresting officer. The other 2 individuals with him were not seen on video. No show-up was conducted by either the alleged victim, who did not recognize anyone, who did not conduct a photo lineup of the individual. The only person who positively identified the suspect from the security footage was an officer who did not himself conduct a show-up of the defendant. The arresting officer did not have any personal knowledge that the defendant here today was the person in the video. In fact, he had not viewed the video himself. No description of the subject was given. It did not note that the person here today matched the description of the subject in the security footage, clothing, age, anything like that. It is only based on the identity, which, I mean, the officer could get names mixed up if he looks at one person and says, you know, I think that guy's name is X, but he's actually getting him mixed up with 2 other people. There's no show up. There's no photo lineup for the alleged victim or the officer. Again, there's no mention of whether the defendant matches any description of the subject in the security footage.
State?
Your Honor, the respondent officer viewed the security footage, recognized the defendant from prior involvement, and was able to identify him that way and relate to the arresting officer the identity, who then, it doesn't say in the police report, I assume confirmed his identity somehow before the arrest. And that would have given him probable cause. The defense attacks his credibility as far as his memory goes, but there's no evidence that his credibility should be questioned.
All right, let me just take a minute to reread this. Yeah, Mr. Jordan, there is probable cause. I think that I'm finding that there is probable cause. Officer Easterbrook had probable cause based on his personal knowledge of who Mr. Banks was from a prior incident, and he had probable cause to arrest him for that felony. He transferred that probable cause to Officer Ferguson, and Officer Ferguson confirmed his identity by his who he identified as Mr. Banks. So there is probable cause that the elements of the crime had been committed. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office. I'm going to revoke the bond in 19 CF 7514, and that will be set at none.
And as to 19 MM 3725,
Bond is $3,500 on count one, $150 on count two, $100 on count three. And you're not to return to 1726 Alabama Drive, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And 19 MM 3725, I'm also going to revoke the bond in that matter, and that will be set at none.
obviously, you're not going to be able to talk about it now, but those attorneys can give
Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
Elizabeth Brokaw.
Ms. Brokaw, this is 19 CF 8434. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, ma'am. You are not to return to the Home Depot at 4403 Millennia Way, and you are not to possess or consume any illegal or controlled substances, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She still has a holdover out of Lake County. She does have a $2,000 bond.
Okay, so your Lake
Okay.
County hold, you can bond out.
But when she's on pretrial release and she's released, then they'll just come pick her up?
Right,
Okay.
or she can pick a bond.
All right.
So right now, it looks like you have a hold out of Lake County. They can hold you here for up to 72 hours for Lake County to come pick you up. Or you can pay the bond in the Lake County case, and that's $2,000. But your Orange County grand theft case, that's PTR.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Good morning, your name?
Miss Chandler, Brittany Chandler.
Ms. Chandler, you're here in 19 CF 8411. You were arrested for fleeing and eluding a grand theft, third degree, of a motor vehicle and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, ma'am. Your bond on count one is gonna be $7,500. Your bond on count two is going to be $150. Your bond on count three is $150. 19 CF 7176, I'm revoking your bond in that matter, and that will be set at none. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Timothy Crandall.
Mr. Crandall, this is 19 CF 8469. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant where probable cause was previously found for grand theft, third degree, and resisting officer without violence. Your bond on count one is 500. Your bond on count two is 500. You also have 19 CF 7800, where you were arrested pursuant to a warrant where probable cause was previously found for grand theft, third degree. Your bond is $1,000, and you're not to return to the Home Depot located at 6130 East Colonial Drive. You also have 18 CF 18241. You failed to appear for arraignment on June 4th of this year. Your bond in that matter is set at none. You also have 19 CF 1371. You failed to appear for arraignment on June 4th of this year. Your bond in that matter is also set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in all the cases, sir. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Jeffrey Dan Doobie.
Mr. Doobie, this is 19 CF 8427. You were arrested for aggravated battery with a weapon. There is probable cause. Were you going to hire your own attorney, sir, or do you want to see if you qualify for the public defender?
No, I was going to do my own attorney, Miss
Okay.
Judge.
No problem, sir. At this time, I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. I'm going to order.
I beg your pardon, Judge, I didn't hear that.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I couldn't, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you
You couldn't hear
either.
me. Okay. I set your bond at $2,500.
Yes?
I'm going to order that you are not to have any contact with William Cabrera, and you're not to possess any weapons while you're out on bond, sir.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Julian, why doesn't that ever work? Thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Freddie Frazier, man.
Mr. Frazier, this is 19 CF 8433. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. All right, sir. I'm going to set your bond at $500. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, he's gonna be with the bond now.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Gray?
Good morning, Judge Carter. Yes, I am.
Sir, this is 18 CF 7018. You failed to appear for case management conference on October 18th of 2018. Your bond in that matter is set at none. You also have case number 19 CF 7265, where you were arrested pursuant to a warrant where probable cause was previously found. Your bond in that matter is $3,500. You're not to return to the scene.
To the scene? What scene, ma'am?
Give me 1 second, okay? You're not to have any contact with Yolanda Collier. You are not to return to 5049 Elise Street. And you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms while you're out on bond, sir. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you as well.
All
Okay?
right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do. I was trying to.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Holt?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8401. You are arrested for possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is going to be $5,000, plus I'm going to place you on pretrial release. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances, controlled or illegal substances while you're on bond, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Thank you.
Sure.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Amanda Marrero.
Miss Marrero, this is 19 CF 8413. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Without having to pay a bond, just keep in contact with you.
Yes.
Mr. Miller, right there, in front of the microphone.
Just like I'm doing.
You okay? Mr. Miller? You all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is 19 CF 8095. You were arrested for failing to register as required pursuant to a warrant where probable cause was previously found. I'm gonna set your bond at $1,000, sir. And you do have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir. Report as soon as you leave the jail. Right now. Mr. Miller?
Good morning, your name?
James Albert Miller.
Mr. Miller, you are here in 19 CF 8423. You are arrested for petty theft with 2 prior convictions. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, here's some information for you.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mitchell, you're here in case numbers 19 CT 1263. You were arrested for driving while license suspended. There is probable cause. Your bond is $500. 19 CF 8429, grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. There's also probable cause. Your bond is $1,000. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you in both cases. And you also have reporting requirements, sir, when you're released from the jail.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
You need to understand what your requirements is right now. Mr. Neal.
Mr. Jordan, did you have any issues in 19 CF 8470?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Is there a statute you can give me to look at?
My issue was with count one.
Yes.
Looking at it, I believe this applies to other narcotics, not cannabis.
Right.
And I was trying to find where the cannabis statute might be, but did not have the abundance of time. It does look like the amount required of cannabis to be considered trafficking in controlled substance cannabis is minimum 25 pounds. The amount found in the home total was only about 0.3 pounds. 126 grams, 6.8 grams, all of that added together did not equal enough to be considered a trafficked and controlled substance. And I couldn't find mention of any other narcotic in the police report, although I could be mistaken.
The statute cited is the 893.1351C, which is morphine, opium, hydromorphone, any derivative of that.
Correct. Now, the statute cited for trafficking in cannabis is 893.1351A. And it requires 25 pounds to 2,000 pounds of cannabis. And in other such instances, cocaine, fentanyl, much lower amounts are required. But in this instant case, I do not believe there's probable cause to charge him with trafficking in cannabis. Although the other charges do seem appropriate in this case. I believe the next highest count is 893.131A, and that is, according to the bond schedule, 15,000.
morning, Ms. Bush.
Good morning, Your Honor, and just in case, Edith Bush for the Office of the State Attorney.
Sure.
Count one was under the controlled substance as opposed to a specific, correct?
It's under a controlled substance, but the substance listed under that statute do not include marijuana.
Okay.
So unless I'm missing a controlled substance in there, it just seemed a lot weak.
If I can have just a minute to do that, it's a difficult thing for
I was going through this myself. It's
That's a difficult thing.
893.135 is a verbose statute.
Good morning. You are Mr. Neal, correct?
Yes, ma'am. How you
Okay.
doing, ma'am?
Thank you, sir.
126, 6.8, 74, and Mr. Jordan, you just read out.
And I don't think there's a generic trafficking in a controlled substance.
There's none. So cannabis trafficking is 893.1. It requires 25 pounds. That's less than 7. Even if you include the trafficking, it's still less than 25.
Okay. And the only thing that I'm seeing is cannabis. So, Your Honor, the state concurs that there is not a trafficking amount of cannabis.
Okay. So, Mr. Neal, you were arrested for trafficking in a controlled substance greater than 4 grams, manufacturing a controlled substance, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams, and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. There's not probable cause in count 1, sir, so you will be ROR'd on that count. There is probable cause for counts 2 through 5. I'm gonna set your bond, sir, at $1,500 on count 2, $150 on count 3, $150 on count 4, and $150 on count 5. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I got some information for you, all right? Public Defender's Office has been appointed to this case. Do you have any questions?
And Your Honor, may the state have the case number, please?
Sure. It was 19 CF 8470.
Thank you.
Does not require ownership. But talk to your attorney at that time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Good morning, ma'am. Wilfredo Gilbert Diaz.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8435. You were arrested for trafficking in heroin greater than 4 grams, less than 14 grams, possession of oxycodone, driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions, possession of cocaine, and grand theft 3rd degree. There is probable cause for the offenses. You also have an out-of-county probation, on-view violation of probation based upon the facts contained in the new case. There is probable cause for the violation of probation. Your bond in that matter will be set at none. I'm going to stay the bond on count 1 at $100,000 and the bonds on counts 2 through 5 at $150 each. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
And the public defender is appointed to represent you.
Currently, the violation of probation bond.
Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Lil Rodriguez Leon.
This is 19 CF 415. Sir, you failed to appear for a pretrial conference on June 4th of 2019. Your bond is currently set at none. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you if they weren't previously appointed, sir. Okay? Thank you.
Do you know when I'll get another court date?
You'll need to get in contact with your lawyer
Oh,
and
okay,
get
I'm
it
sorry.
set in front of the judge downtown, okay? Thank you.
All right, thanks. Hold on to my papers.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
My name is Robbie, Justin Markham Ruff, ma'am.
Mr. Ruff, this is 19 CF 8426. You were arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause for those offenses. Sir, your affidavit seeking the appointment of the public defender states that you make $800 per week and you have one dependent. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's after taxes, that $800?
What do you mean?
What's your take-home pay?
Oh, no, I don't get taxes took out. I
Oh.
build the sheds at Home Depot, ma'am.
Okay.
And I get, I'm under a contractor. I don't get, I just get checks every week.
Okay.
But can I add, I'm not a bad child, ma'am. I just, the conversation.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Ruff, I'm not saying that you are. Today, we're just gonna set your
Yes, ma'am.
bond,
All
and you'll
right.
have another day to dispute the facts in the case, okay? Gonna set your bond on count one at $1,000. Your bond on count two will be $150, sir. Sir, based upon your affidavit, you don't qualify for the Office of the Public Defender. You're going to need to try and hire a lawyer to help you with this case. When you go back to court for your next court date, if you've not been able to hire a lawyer, let the judge know and they'll readdress the issue at that time. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Did you say my bond was right now?
Total is $1,150.
And that's the total? I have to
That's
pay
the total.
1,500?
I don't know what you'll have to pay. That's the total amount.
1,150. So if you're doing bail.
$1,150.
150?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning, your name?
Kelly Trago.
Ms. Trejo, you are here in case number 19 CF 8422. You were arrested for petty theft with 2 prior convictions.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You are not allowed to return to the Walmart at 3101 West Princeton Street.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have some
What is
information.
that?
Right, so
Yes, good.
pretrial release means that you just keep in contact with the program. They might ask you to call in or might ask you to come in person once a month. But no return to Walmart. We're gonna deal with that today without having to
Good.
go.
I need to go home to my kids. Thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Rachel Hall.
Ms. Hall, you were here in 19 CO 663. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Ms. Hall?
Yes, Your Honor. It would be an adjudication, 5 days, 2 days credit time served.
Your Honor, my client wishes to resolve her case today, but she does not wish to take the offer.
Right, She can plead the court.
She can plead the court? Thank you, Your Honor. She does wish to plead to the bench and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. Sign the plea form, please. Ms. Hall, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving
No.
up? Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to accept your plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You do have to pay court costs. Those are due by June 12th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Your name?
Robert Lamel.
Mr. Lamel, you are here in 19 CO 587. You arrested, oh, I'm sorry, you're here in 19 ML 1145. Your 587 is the out on bond case. You've been noticed to appear in that matter. You were arrested for disorderly conduct.
I'm not supposed to get shot at.
I don't think there's probable cause on the disorderly conduct.
There is, Your Honor. Yes. This is a panhandling, I believe.
Your Honor, the disorderly under the city ordinance, it does cover the panhandling is
Okay.
It
part
was-
of the disorderly.
It was very recently this year added on as a new addition,
Okay.
panhandling. So disorderly
Now
is
encompasses
a
panhandling?
wide-ranging statute.
Okay. Mr. Lamel, did you want to resolve your case this morning?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I need you to sign the plea form, please.
And Your Honor is going to have the municipal ordinances plead to the bench.
Is this a resolution of both cases, Your Honor?
Yes, it can be. I didn't know, Ms. Bush, if you had worked, I didn't know if these were your cases this morning, if you'd already worked them up or not. It didn't appear that you had before.
Your Honor, the state's offer on both matters would be a 5-day, 2-day credit time served on the current case. I don't know how much time served he has
It's a
on the
notice to
out.
appear, so he doesn't have any
It's a
time.
notice to appear, yes. Was the public defender appointed to either case?
Yes.
Your Honor, we'll plead to the bench in this case as well.
Mr. Lamel, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, yes,
Did
Your
you
Honor.
have, do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability
No.
to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
Okay. I'm going to accept your plea as to both cases, sir. Adjudicate you guilty in both. Sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Sir, you can't return to that area of I-4 and Universal Boulevard.
Okay.
Okay? You'll have to pay court costs for each case. Those are gonna be due by June 12th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
you.
All right, thank you,
Thank
sir. Oh, I guess I would just be an.
And Your Honor, that was for both cases.
The 2 days is on the most recent case, and then it would just be an adjudication and court costs on the NTA.
Okay. Your Honor.
So I don't have to go to court on the 18th. Okay. Thank you.
I would note that Brandon Moore's case, this is, it looks like a Scrivener's error. The statute should be 43.60,
Okay.
not .6. Never mind.
Okay. We'll reset Mr. Moore's case then.
Mr. Rivera.
But on Mr. Moore's case, is there any way we can see, in the meantime, if he, can we refer him to PTR, mental health PTR, and see if he can get qual? He has a bond on it already, so, will they go talk to him?
Well, I'm gonna send an email out to Helen, she'll give me the info.
Perfect. Let's do that while he's waiting, or while we're waiting to see him. Okay. On Mr. Moore? Yeah. He doesn't have any history based on the face sheet, so he might be a good candidate for that. On Mr. Moore, I'm just seeing if mental health pretrial will go talk to him while he's,
Yes, Your Honor,
Not coming
and
to court.
actually, the state is standing, just for clarification on the prior case, was the court remanding him on the notice to appear and giving him credit time served because he has no credit time served on a notice to appear?
right, but can I just adjudicate him guilty and give him court costs? What, does he have to have any other sort of,
He hasn't officially been brought into the court system on that notice to appear, so.
oh, okay, then I'll give him 1 day. Thank you, Ms. Bush. I'll
Yes,
give him
Your
credit
Honor.
for 1 day with 1 day time served. So when you come in on, and you're out on bond, that hold counts as time? Because you can't leave.
Yeah, I guess you can't leave, yeah.
Okay.
Would make sense.
Thank you.
Right.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Rivera?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Yes? Mr. Rivera, this is 19 CO 664. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Did you have an offer for Mr. Rivera, Ms. Bush?
No, Your Honor, the state will not make offers on the ordinance violations.
Okay. Do you want to resolve this case, Mr. Jordan?
A moment to speak with my client?
Sure.
Your Honor, after speaking with my client, he does wish to resolve this. He'll plead to the bench with a
No contest?
no contest. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Rivera, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yeah,
Do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up?
no,
Are you on probation?
no,
Are you a United States citizen?
yeah,
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Let me finish. That would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today.
no,
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You also have to pay court costs. Those are due by June 12th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. All right, thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes, ma'am.
This is 19MM 4938. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes, Your Honor, it'd be an adjudication, 5 days, 2 days credit time served, no return to 8700 West Colonial Drive, Orlando, Orange County, Florida. Abide by all trespass warnings.
Okay. You want to accept that, Mr. Fitzgerald?
Honor, could I have a moment to speak with the state?
Sure.
Your Honor, my client would like to resolve this today. He informs me he does have a job he needs to get to. We would like to plead to the bench and request that he get time served for 3 days.
Mr. Fitzgerald, where do you work?
Well, I was supposed to start today. I'm running heavy equipment for JCB Construction.
So you don't have, you haven't started?
I was supposed to start today, yes. I went, the guy hired me. You know, he gave me an interview. He watched me on the machine, and he said he
Where
want.
is it?
It's over there on Gore, and the office is on Gore in Paramount, over that way. You know, I know I messed up, Your Honor. You know, I needed this job. You know.
He does have prior history in construction.
Well, Mr. Fitzgerald, what were you doing then hanging out at the bus station and not leaving when I told you to leave? You knew you had to go to work today.
Yeah, I made a bad decision. Man.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Fitzgerald, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt this one time.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're not to return to the bus station, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And next time I tell you to leave, just leave,
You ready?
okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not gonna win that. Mr. Fitzgerald, did you read the plea form before you signed it, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right. Sir, I'm going to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to the Lynx bus station. You also have to pay court costs. Those are due by June 12th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. Good luck, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
Shakivia Hoyle.
Ms. Hoyle, you were here in 19 MM 287. You were arrested for battery. There is probable cause. Were you going to hire a lawyer to help you, ma'am, or do you want to see if you qualify for the public defender?
Can I see if I can qualify?
Sure. Are you working?
No.
No. Do you have any source of income? No. Okay. Based upon your testimony, I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to order that you're not to have any contact with Eugenia Baylor. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms while you're out in the community, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time,
Your
ma'am.
Honor, I did Croslow. She has a VOP hold for Seminole County.
Oh,
I had Croslow on my sheet.
okay. I didn't see that it was a VOP, because another person we had a Lake County hold,
It wasn't a VOP.
not a VOP, is a VOP.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Ma'am, your bond is $500.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, I have some information
Good morning, are you Mr. Waller?
Good morning, ma'am.
Mr. Waller, this is 19 MM 582. You were arrested for battery. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Sir, you're not to return to 425 West Silver Star Road to the laundromat, and you're not to have any contact with Jennifer Maldonado. Your bond is set at $500, sir. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Williams?
Good morning, Your Honor.
This is 19 MM 581. This is, you were arrested for petty theft. There is probable cause. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
The state does not have to give a plea. It's possible they do offer one, but they do not. They won't. Now, where do you currently? Your Honor,
Yeah.
may I inquire as to why the bond is $1,000?
He's on state probation.
Please. Hold you.
I just put the county name up there.
Sir, good morning. Are you Mr. Howard?
Yes, ma'am.
You're here for an out-of-county warrant from Volusia County for DUI and driving while license suspended. Your bond is currently set at none. You will see a judge when you get to Volusia County, sir.
Are they gonna come pick me up?
They will
or-
come pick you up, and they have 72 hours to come get you, not including the weekends.
So when does the 72 hours end, or?
It'll start today, once he sees the judge. Okay, so within 3 days of today, 3 business days from today. Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Kevin Swan.
Mr. Swan, you were here for an out-of-county warrant from Lake County for driving while license suspended. Your bond is set at none, and you will see a judge when you get to, oh, does he have 2 cases? Oh, there's a form change. I apologize, sir. Mr. Swan, your bond is $2,000. If you're unable to post that bond, Lake County will come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there. Okay, thank you.
I don't think you're Miss Kayla Self.
Is Ms. Self not joining us? Okay, we'll reset Ms. Self then.
Your Honor, may I have a moment to talk to the state?
Sure.
Any objections, comments, or motions?
Right now, I'm just trying to get to the motions.
Okay.
We did not get service, and I can't find the motion while we're there in the clerk system. So
Check that.
I checked our system and we don't have it. Thursday.
Your Honor,
Yes.
the matter of Richard Rivera, we ran into a slight problem I'd like to address with the court.
Okay, let me just scan this. All right, this is 19 MM 369, Richard Rivera.
Your Honor, it's come to my attention that State Attorney has informed me that this has not been properly filed through the clerk's system.
Okay, in what way?
It seems that it has not been, I can't find a filing number for this.
It has not been scanned into the clerk's system, and the state does not have actual service of the document.
It was emailed to the state, but I'm not finding it on Odyssey or
You mean the
clerk website.
act service of the motion on the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see.
It was emailed out to all parties by by your judicial assistant.
And we've had that conversation in the past because it certifies that there's been service, and there is no service either in our system other than, I'm sure, that email by the judicial assistant, and there's nothing in the clerk's system of a properly filed motion.
What would be in the clerk system, like, the motion would be filed?
The actual
Correct?
motion would be filed. Yes, Your Honor, and it's also not showing up in Odyssey as well. And Odyssey sometimes gets it before the
Sure.
clerk system does.
Okay. Well, do you have any objection to the motion being heard this morning?
Your Honor, I haven't had an opportunity to even review the motion, and I was sitting here while court was going
Sure.
on, trying to get a copy of that motion, so.
Okay.
I'm sure this issue can be resolved quickly. Is it possible we could call this in the afternoon docket?
Would that be okay with you,
Or
Ms. Bush?
tomorrow,
That would be
if it's
fine.
if
Okay.
necessary?
Well,
I'd
Mr.
prefer
Rivera,
this afternoon.
We'll hear your case this afternoon after lunch, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Bush.
And Your Honor, I'm also looking for the motion on Ray
Ray
Lamar. However, I'm very familiar with Mr. Lamar's
Okay.
cases and situations, so if I can just have a moment, or if we can call Mr. Lamar, he's not going to be brought up here.
He's mental health.
So, Mr. Jordan, so there's nothing in Odyssey about Mr. Lamar either with the motion being filed?
Right now, I haven't had a chance to look at Mr. Lamar up in Odyssey, but I know that in our system, we don't have that motion.
Got it, okay.
But
I don't see.
if we could hear that, if we could hear him this afternoon, since he's mental health and won't be brought up anyway.
That's fine, I have no problem with that. Arlene, so when these are filed, when it says it's filed on the 11th, which was yesterday, would there be a lag time though to see that in Odyssey?
Normally there would be, and if I can get a filing number, that would clear up things. Right now, I cannot even get that in our system.
It says,
So-
has been e-filed with the clerk of the court through the e-portal. I just didn't know maybe too if there needs to be a reminder downtown that it has to be filed, and not just sent to the JA to set for hearing.
There's plenty of ways to file it where it would not show up in our system in the way I checked. I need to be more thorough, and I will also get in contact with the attorneys to make sure.
Okay.
But
All right,
There
well,
is
we'll
a
hear them
lag
both in the afternoon, then it gives everyone a chance to look at them, since they're already here.
thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and then,
And if I may have
of course,
just a couple of minutes on the 33-day.
no problem with Ms. Bush.
These are for this afternoon, so you've got things that need attention cattywampus, right?
This is 19MM 4935. Mr. Jordan, I forgot to tell Mr. Banfield earlier this morning that he has to pay his court costs. I need to put on the record that in that case, he does have to pay court costs, and those are payable by June 12th of 2020. Thank you. Mr. Jordan, in Mr. Lamar's case, the order doesn't seem to be the right order that was sent, so maybe for second session, if you want to bring a different order, proposed order, if you look at it, it doesn't make sense.
Is the issue that he has not yet been adopted, the findings of incompetence have not been adopted in this case yet?
It's a motion for conditional release,
Yes.
and then this order's saying that his motion for an appearance bond is either granted or denied.
Oh, you're saying the order?
Yeah, I don't know, the order doesn't make, like, I don't know what the motion's asking me to do, release him on his own recognizance, or to place him on conditional release.
I see. That leaves no room to place the conditions either.
Right. So.
Your Honor, the state's ready.
Okay.
Actually, Your Honor, I need a minute to give Mr. Jordan some clocked-in copies.
No
real
problem.
quickly. Thank you, Your Honor. The state's ready.
Okay. 19 3956 Daniel Tilley.
And I apologize, it's the same issue as I have to find the, where the court is starting.
Oh, these are both the add-on.
Oh, this is on the add-on?
Yes.
Thank you. And information was filed on June 11th. Filing ID is 90929505.
That will be denied. 19 CF 6169 David Mercado.
No filing decision has been made.
That will be granted. Nineteen CF 6631 Caleb Dietrichs.
A notice of non-filing on June 11th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 6794 Janice Negron.
And information was filed on June 11th. Clocked in copies of the request for administrative transfer and information have been provided to Defense Counsel.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 6811 Bildad Tatili.
A notice of non-filing on June 11th.
That will be granted. 19 CF 6740 Michael Williams.
A notice of non-filing on June 11th.
That will be granted. 19 CF 6746 Jose Ledesma.
A notice of non-filing on June 11th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 6835 Rashid Jackson.
And information and request for administrative transfer, clocked in copies have been provided to Defense Counsel.
That will be denied. 19 CF 6776 Ty Williams.
A notice of non-filing on June 11th.
That will be granted. 19 MM 3959 Roger Curry.
And information was filed on June 11th. Filing ID is 90925261.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 6459 Ed Luis Perez.
A notice of non-filing was filed on June 5th.
That'll be granted. 19 MM 3978 Janice Negron.
Your Honor, may we call that second session a request for administrative transfer and information was supposed to be walked through. I don't have confirmation yet.
Sure. 19 CF 6722 Michael Madison.
A notice of non-filing was filed on June 11th.
That'll be granted. 19 MM 3982 Christopher Garcia.
A notice of non-filing on June 11th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 6873 Ralph DeMarco.
The 33rd day is not until June 14th of 2019, Your Honor. The state would ask the court to deny the motion without prejudice and have it reset.
Okay, so ordered. It'll be denied without prejudice. 19 CF 6795 Samuel Banker.
And information was filed on June 11th. Filing ID is 90933277.
That'll be denied. And we have 19 CF 6625 Emmanuel Charles.
and information was filed on June 11th. Filing ID is 90925637.
And then that will be denied.
Both of these are going to be for second session. I just have to find the motions.
Anything else? All right, Mr. Jordan?
I don't believe so.
I'm sorry?
Do you have the filed information for the ground? Because it looks like they consolidated the two. It was listed things when they're on there for that now.
Okay, wait just a minute. Negron?
The clerk said it, the clerk site shows them putting them together, consolidated.
Oh, okay.
The list that have been
And I didn't realize that these were two, because all it said was it's going to be walked through. So if it's been consolidated, Your Honor, if I may just pull up
The
the
case number?
CF case and make sure that the MM case was consolidated with it.
Didn't even recognize it.
I didn't either. Then I'm breezing through this. Okay, so.
Actually, it's here on paperwork. It said that filed with 19 CF 7767.
There you have it. Yes, Your Honor, it was actually on the request for administrative transfer and information that I provided defense counsel. So, in that one does not need to be recalled second session, and since it has been filed, that one should be denied.
All right, 19MM 3978 will be denied. This is courtroom 1, session 2. If I could have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please.
Your Honor, Cody Jordan with the Public Defender's Office.
Abraham El-Mazahi on behalf of the state of Florida.
Thank you.
Hey, I know what Judge Amy, okay?
Good morning, or good
Yeah.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you today?
I'm great. I was out on bond doing amazingly. I had a job.
Yeah, you got yourself a felony last time.
Yeah, because of a goose egg, you know, it was something ridiculous and funny that I thought it was funny, which really wasn't. So it's like,
Mr. Diaz-Torres, I don't want you to talk to me about your case, okay? We're gonna go ahead and address the case that you're here on today, which is 19MM 4913.
Yeah.
You were arrested for battery.
That's
Mr. Diaz, you can't
oh,
talk.
wait, I'm sorry.
You can't
I don't
talk.
know, but Judge Amy, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm so
Okay,
sorry. You know, I'm
thank you.
respectful. Go ahead.
All right. So there's probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. You can't have any contact with Pedro Da Silva.
All right.
You can't go back to the Circle K gas station at 12390 East Colonial Drive. Your bond's gonna be $500. And at this time, I'm going to revoke your bond in 19 CF 765. That's gonna be no bond.
Hey, man, you can't please no revoke my
No,
bond.
no,
Can I tell you why I don't want my bond to get revoked? 'Cause
no, not today, no.
My grandmother had to pay that money. I don't want her to lose her
Well,
money.
That's too bad. You're gonna stay here, though. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I have a moment to review his criminal history?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Is that the only movement?
Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Lawrence Andrews, ma'am.
Mr. Andrews, this is 19 CF 8453. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, trespass on a construction site, and grand theft third degree. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause for each of the offenses. Mr. Andrews, your bond on count 1 is going to be $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $150. And I'm going to order that you're not allowed to return to the scene, which is at South Division and South Street in downtown Orlando. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, here's some information for you right here. Should they reduce your bonds? You can talk to your attorney in that case. You can file a motion. Attorney can decide your case, they can file a motion.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Barrett?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8467. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree, possession of methamphetamine, possession of lorazepam, possession of flurazepam, and possession of an anti-shoplifting device. There is probable cause for each of the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not going to be allowed to return to 8215 Vinland Avenue. That's the Saks off 5th. Was this at the at the outlet mall, or is it, is it a standalone?
It's in a standalone outlet, but it's like, it's on its
It's not the
own.
big premium outlets?
Correct.
Okay. Sir, your bond on count 1 is $150. I'm gonna stay the bonds on count 2 at $1,000, and then bond on counts 3 through 5 will, or bonds 3 and 4 is $150, and count 5 is $100. So all the bonds are the same. Thank you, sir.
One's gonna sign your case.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Black?
Yes.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8462. You were arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of hashish, and possession of amphetamine. There is probable cause for the offenses. Your affidavit seeking appointment of the public defender states that you make $700 per week. Is that correct, sir? Is that your take-home pay?
Approximately ballpark. I own my own business, so I
Okay.
just started.
And you don't have any dependents? Any
No.
family members or children you take care of?
No.
Okay, so you don't qualify for the public defender's office based upon this information. You're going to need to try and hire a lawyer to help you. If before your next court date, you're unable to do so, when you go to court, explain to the judge what you've done to try to hire a lawyer, and they can readdress the issue with you at that time.
Well, is that because of the pricing that I told you I make a week? Because I really don't make that a week. I just started. I just gave them like a ballpark, like, of what my business makes a week, not what I make personally.
Okay, no, it's your income. What is your income?
My income right now is, I'd probably say 200, like 250 a week right now. Like, I'm on a low income right now because I'm trying to build up my business. So.
All right, sir, I'm gonna make the correction on your form here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any, pay child support?
And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Okay,
And I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, here's some information for you. You need to keep in contact with your release if they ask you to come in or make phone calls. Okay?
So is that the pretrial diversion program where?
No, it's a release program.
Okay.
They just keep in contact with you while you're out on bond.
Oh,
They
okay.
can also drug test you.
Okay.
All right? So if that's not preferable, you still have your bonds.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Compton?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Compton, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in all your cases this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
You have case number 19 CF 8188, where you were arrested pursuant to a warrant where probable cause was previously found for 7 counts of burglary to an unoccupied conveyance. Sir, your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $500. Your bond on count 3 is $500. Your bonds on counts 4 through 7 is $100. You are not to return to the Pines of Wekiva subdivision. You have 19 CF 8451, where you were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. This one is not sworn to. This affidavit state. Do you have a different copy?
The affidavit attached to the 19 CF 8445 case?
No.
Is-
19 CF 8451.
Yes. What I mean is, it's the same set of facts as attached to the one under the 18 CF 8445 case. With that,
But it's a separate offense with a different victim. It's a different case number. Do you want to request 24 hours to get the jurat or to have it sworn to?
yes, please, Your Honor, may we have 24
Okay.
hours?
All right. I'll grant the request to, for the additional 24 hours. I'll stay the bond at 2,500. This is case number 19 CF 8445. Sir, you were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance and grand theft, $300 or more, less than $5,000. There is probable cause for that offense. Your bond is 2,500 on count 1, 150 on count 2. There's 19 CF 8448. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance and grand theft, more than 300, less than 5,000. There is probable cause for that offense. Your bond is 2,500 on count 1, 150 on count 2. You have 19 CF 8450, where you were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. There is probable cause for that offense. Your bond is $2,500. 19 CF 8441, you were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. And with the paperwork that I have before me, I don't know who all the affidavits are the same. There's no victim sheet attached, so I don't know who the alleged victim is to support the facts in this case, 19 CF 8441. Mm-hmm. Sure. Thank you. So the victim listed in 8451 and 8441 are the same, and I don't see that there's two different burglaries to that, at that residence to a car. That's the problem when the same affidavit's used for every case and there's no distinction as to which victim the affidavit is linked to. So in 19 CF 8441, I'm finding no PC. He'll be ROR'd in that case. And then there's 19 CF 8447. Sir, you were again arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. There is probable cause. In that matter, your bond is $2,500. 19 CF 8444, burglary of a conveyance. There is probable cause for that offense. Your bond is $2,500. 19 CF 8449, burglary of an unoccupied conveyance and grand theft. There is probable cause for both of those offenses, $2,500 bond on count one, $150 on count two. Nineteen CF 8446, burglary of a conveyance. There is probable cause for that offense. Your bond is $2,500. You're not to return to the Dream Lake Heights subdivision. Nineteen CF 8442, burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. I don't have a victim sheet on this one either. Robin, do you for 8442? We don't. Robin, are you looking, or did you say you don't have it?
I don't have one.
Okay, all right. That's okay. I thought I heard you say that, but I wasn't sure. Are you requesting 24-hour state to provide that?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, is the court missing the victim on this case? I have the victim's name
Okay.
on,
What's the
in
name?
my document. It is Valerie, Valerie, Michelle, Michelle, Kalkan, Kalkan.
Okay. There is probable cause on that as well. Your bond is $2,500. You have 19 CF 8454, where you were arrested for petty theft and burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. There's probable cause as to count one. There's not probable cause as to count two. Here. I do. Okay, yeah, there's probable cause for one count of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. So he'll be ROR'd on the other count, bond on the second count of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. Bond will be set at $2,500. Bond on count one is 100. 19 CF 8452, you were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause for that offense. There's 2 copies. And your bond is $1,000, sir. And as I said previously, the public defender is appointed on each of your cases. Thank you, sir.
Here, sir, here's some information.
So for tomorrow, when these come back, can we just bring this one? Okay. Okay, good. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Prentice Jackson, ma'am.
Mr. Jackson, you are here in 19 CF 8463. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. You also have 19 CF 4358 where you were arrested for participating in an unlawful race.
I'm not sure about that charge, Your Honor.
Okay, what's your argument?
According to the officer, I believe both cars were trying to get away from the pursuing officer, according to the police report. I think he describes it as one car trying to distract him from the other, until the other car would just pulled off completely.
No, and there's probable cause for that offense as well.
Was that a CF or a CT case?
The CT, 19 CT 4358. Bond is $500 in that matter. The public defender is appointed in both cases. Bond in 19 CF 8463 is 1,000 on count 1 and 100 on count 2. And 19 CF 4960, 19 CF 2584, 19 CF 4471. I'm revoking the bond in those matters at this time, and those will be set at none. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Germany Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here in case number 19 CF 8443. You were arrested for grand theft, 3rd degree of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. You also are arrested in I don't see the case number for the CT. Okay. So how do I mean, he still has to be I-8 on it. So, Erlene, so he still has to be I-8 on it, so how do I, okay, so we just don't put a case number? Well, there'll be paperwork, it'll just, not have it? Okay, so sir, you were also arrested for driving with a suspended license. There is probable cause for that offense as well. Your affidavit seeking appointment of the public defender states that you make $550 per week, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, is, that after taxes, is that your take-home pay?
Like, after taxes.
Okay, and you don't have any children or family members you take care of?
No.
All right, so you don't qualify for the public defender's office. You're gonna need to try to hire an attorney to help you. If you're unable to do so before your next court date, you need to tell the judge when you go to court, and you can readdress the issue, okay?
What's that?
Um, 19 CF 8443, your bond is $1,000, and your bond in the driving while license suspended case will be $100. And 19 CF 781A, I'm revoking the bond in that case, and that will be set at none. Thank you, sir.
All right. Bond got revoked? It revoked?
Wait, real quick.
Good afternoon, your name?
David Brian Lattenhauer.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8460. You were arrested for petty theft from a merchant, third or subsequent offense. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 and you can't return to the Wawa.
Thank you.
All right? Thank you, sir.
France? Your Honor, I do have an argument for this, for Mr. Francis' case on the first charge.
Sure. None. This is 19 CF 8456. Sir, you were arrested for extortion and grand theft third degree. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Go ahead, Mr. Jordan.
Your Honor, under extortion, statute number 836.05, it states that threats to accuse a person of a crime, harm a person's property or person, reputation, expose secret, or impute some sort of, there's a couple other things extortion goes through, but none of them talk about asking for compensation in order to not take out in order to return property. A threat to a person's property is more intentioned in this statute as a threat that they will do something harmful to the individual if a person does not carry out an action in which the person threatening the extortion wishes them to carry out. In this instance, the grand theft, which is his charge in the alleged grand theft in the second charge, that had already taken place before the demands were made. Extortion is intended under the statute to be to protect against malice, especially written threats and demands where something will be carried out if something is not done. So in this case, it seems like it is reversed, and also he's not threatening the property in which he has a possession of. He's asking for compensation.
Ms.
Which-
State?
The state's position is that he did ask for the property, which is the $20, which is considered the property of the victim in this case, and
That would be the
How-
second part.
We'll just let him finish.
that would satisfy the elements under extortion.
All right, let me read the statute.
So,
find that there is not probable cause as to count 1. Bond on count 2 will be $2,500.
Okay, sir. Do you have any questions?
Yes. Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8458. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a weapon. There is probable cause. You also have 19 CF 8457, where you were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied dwelling and grand theft 3rd degree. There's also probable cause. Were you going to hire a lawyer, sir, or do you need to see if you qualify for the public defender?
Public defender.
Oh, you do? Just 1 second, sir. We might have a form for you. It wasn't attached.
Did you?
Yeah.
Mr. Martinez?
there's probable cause for the
Okay, Mr. Martinez, I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
All right. And you said there's probable cause for the burglary?
Yes, sir.
So,
Your bond on count on 19 CF 8458 is $2,500. Your bond on count in 19 CF 8457 is $5,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. You're not to return to 10112 Eastmar Commons Boulevard. That's the Wentworth Apartments.
Your Honor, I do believe that the charging document, the complaint, does get the bond incorrectly according to the bond statute. For an unoccupied dwelling, according to the scheduling order, it is $3,500, not $5,000.
The bond schedule is only good until first appearance, and then it's up to the discretion of the judge.
I understand that. I just wanted to note that the $5,000 was also listed in the police report, possibly incorrectly.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, here's some information. As I told the other gentleman, if you can forward this, you can call.
Ernest Stanek is mental health, Your Honor.
All right, we'll reset Mr. Stanek.
Joseph.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Joseph Stubblefield.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8466. You were arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling, criminal mischief, and battery. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Okay, now this is my residence.
Sir, I understand you're probably frustrated right now, but
Yeah,
today
well,
is...
I just want to let, yeah.
Okay, but today is not the day to make arguments about any defenses that you might have to the case.
I just wanted to clarify that, so you.
Okay, but everything in this room is recorded, so I just am warning you not to talk about the facts of your case because it can be used later. And I think your attorney would probably tell you the same thing, okay?
Yeah, I wanted that to be used for me though, so.
Okay, thank
I
you,
wanted
sir.
that fact to
Okay.
be-
Your bond on count 1 is 5,000, your bond on count 2 is 500, and your bond on count 3 is 500. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would ask,
I need.
was the public defender appointed to this case?
Yeah,
Okay. We would ask that the count 2 and 3 be treated as subsidiary offenses.
not at this time, thank you.
But I need to, in order to get, make a bond, I need to get the phone numbers out of my phone. I didn't get an opportunity to do that, and they took my phone, and I wasn't able to make any phone calls or nothing when I got here. So I'm allowed to make a phone call.
You're
when I'm-
right.
Yeah, and
Right, okay. Your attorneys will be able to help you with that, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, I would ask, given the dispute of the residents at this time, that he have a one-time return to gather any belongings he might have with help
all
of
my
police.
belongings
I
are there.
didn't order he can't, that he can't go there if it's,
Oh, you
if
didn't
he's
order.
not
That's all
allowed to
my
be there.
belongings are there.
Never mind.
That's where I live. That's where I reside. Everything I own there
Sir,
is there.
she didn't.
Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Willie Turner, Your Honor.
Mr. Turner, this is case number 19 CF 8465. You were arrested for driving under the influence and driving while license suspended or revoked as a habitual offender. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $100. Your bond on count 2 is $2,500. 19 CF 6643, I'm gonna take no action on that case today, sir. I'm not revoking your bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Juan Velasquez.
Mr. Velasquez, this is 19 CF 8461. You were arrested for driving while license suspended as a habitual offender. There is probable cause for the offense. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir. Thank you.
So right now, instead of paying a bond,
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Wiggins?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is 19 CF 8455. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, trespass on a construction site, and grand theft third degree. There is probable cause for the offenses. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $3,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $150. You can't return to the area of South Division Avenue and South Street or the construction site. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Carmen Acosta.
Ms. Acosta, this is 19 CT 4354. You were arrested for DUI.
Correct.
There is probable cause for the offense. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release, ma'am. Ma'am, it means that you will not have to post any money to be released from the jail, but you will be monitored by the pretrial program while you're out in the community waiting for your case to be resolved.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I have argument for this one as well.
Argument?
Yes,
Okay.
as to the disguise, I also have case law.
All right, just let me call the case. This is 19 CT 1265. and 19 MM 583. Go ahead, Mr. Jordan.
Your Honor, may I approach with case law?
Sure.
Provide copies to the state?
Copies to the state, sure.
Your Honor, this case is Bartley v. State, District Court of Appeals, Second District.
Thank you.
This goes to the misdemeanor charge. Obstruction by disguise. This case makes it clear that under Florida statute, disguise is defined as a change in style of dress, to give a new form of character, or to hide the true character of an individual. It cannot be achieved by conduct alone. Simply providing a false name, birth date, or such is not enough to meet the length of disguise necessary for obstruction by disguised person in statute number 843.03.
State?
The state would agree with the defense.
Okay. I also agree. There's no probable cause in 19 MM 583, so you'll be released on your own recognizance as to that matter. And your bond in 19 CT 1265 is $500. Thank you, sir.
He's also an ROR for battery BB.
Charges have not been filed yet on that case. The public defender is appointed to it.
Wondering why. I remember you, Mr. Bailey. All right, this time I'm not going to take any action on 19 MM 4485.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Andre,
Andre, what's your last name?
Beal.
Mr. Beal, okay. Mr. Beal, you were here in 19 CT 4355. You were arrested for DUI.
We were unable to interview Mr. Beal for probably, he was back in Saybrook at the time.
Okay.
So he has been printed, no prior history. If you can do bond or PTR so we can speak with him.
Sure. Mr. Beal, there is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm gonna place your bond at $500 or pretrial release if you qualify. Okay, thank you, sir.
I would ask if we could get his bond lowered if he does not end up qualifying. I'm not sure if PTR will qualify him, but he has no record, and this is a minor charge. He does have involvement in the community. He is employed.
I don't know what his employment is. I don't know what his involvement is. I don't have any basis to lower his bond.
I'd like to put him on the record to get some testimony, Your
Sure.
Honor.
Could he be sworn in, please?
Wait, briefly, a moment to speak with him. He might be.
Yes, ma'am.
Take a moment, Mr. Jordan.
On second thought, I think we're fine.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. McCollum?
Yes, ma'am.
This is 19MM 4939. You were arrested for battery. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $500, sir.
You gotta vote to talk to them about this. Okay, sir. Where's my-
Sir, good afternoon. Oh, pardon me?
He bonded?
Mr. Ricard? Good afternoon. Are you Ms. Byer?
Hi, yes.
Is that correct? Ms. Byer, you are here for an out-of-county warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
Oops. From St. Johns County. Your bond is $500. You failed to appear for a driving while license suspended charge. If you're unable to post your bond, St. Johns County will come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay, so if I am able to, then I can just find out, reach out to.
Correct. Yes.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
LaKayla Douglas.
Ms. Douglas, you are here for an out-of-county warrant from Polk County. You failed to appear on a offer to commit prostitution or lewdness. The bond is set at none. You'll see a judge when you get to Polk County, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
David Weeks.
Mr. Weeks, you're here in case number 19 CF 8385. You failed to register as required, and you also failed to report a name or residence change. There is probable cause for those offenses. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond on count one's $2,500. Your bond on count two is $150. And sir, you do have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail. All right? And I did receive the email regarding the motions. Those will be heard tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then if there's nothing else, we'll be in recess.